Hey there, and welcome back to the Gaming Expeditions with the Board Game Sherpa, my new bonus series on my Board Game Sherpa channel. This series is where I give short reviews of games I've played, usually over the last weekend with my wife for Board Game Saturday. Now, these aren't full playthroughs or how to play episodes, just enough reviews to see if the game is right for them. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. Trekking Through History. Trekking Through History is a 2022 game by Charlie Bink for Underdog Games. It's a 2 to 4 players and takes about 30 to 60 minutes. My wife and I played it a few times already, and once we figured out the rules, it was definitely in the 30-minute range. If you followed my Board Game Hypocrite video from a few days ago, you'll see the eternal struggle I had after buying this game. But hey, I got the game, played it a few times, and have absolutely no buyer's remorse for it. This video will give you the plain truth about the game, and you can decide for yourself if it's for you. According to the publisher, Trekking Through History was designed for gamers and non-gamers alike. Its goal was to make a game inviting enough for non-gamers, but with a little subtlety under the hood for actual gamers. And that's pretty true. It's a really good game for non-gamers to learn and get into, especially if they like history. Gameplay is pretty simple. Each game is divided up into 3 days with separate events to explore and itineraries to complete. Itineraries are basically scorecards where you collect souvenirs and place them in the itinerary board to collect victory points and time crystals. Time crystals are used to reduce the amount of time an individual historical event will take for you to complete. Speaking of, each round has 12 usable hours in which to accomplish your task, so those time crystals can come in handy. Once you visit a time in history, you place your card into your Trek column. And if you group your turns in chronological order, you get grouping bonuses at the end of the game. And at the end of the game, you score all your victory points, unused time crystals, and Trek grouping bonuses, and higher score wins. Side note, even though the directions don't specifically tell you to do this, my wife, who's a teacher, and I make it a turn requirement to read the fun historical information on the back of the card out loud. It's a fun game, but there's a really cool educational element to learning about these historical events.
Don't tell them that. They won't play it if they think it's educational.
Oh yeah, right. Wink. It's not educational. It's just pure fun. Okay, back to the video. Let me first say, this is a beautifully illustrated game, and it really goes deep on the historical moments in time, while not being textbooky. It goes from 3700 BCE to 1994 AD, and it finally taught me that BCE actually stands for Before Common Era and not Before Christ. If you didn't know that too, let me know in the comments. There is an included expansion once you get the hang of the basic game called Time Warps. Out of the full deck of 24, you pick 3 random Time Warp cards. All players can use this card as an alternative to visiting a historical event and get an action that can score them points or benefits. Huge thanks to Mike Marr from the Board Game Geek for clarifying their use for me. There is also a solo mode that was included in the Kickstarter version. I missed the Kickstarter, but Underdog Games has a print and play version on their website for free. I just downloaded that and will give it a try at some point. Oh, and I almost forgot. They really did a bang-up job with the box insert and components. They include a Neoprene playmat in the retail version of the game, and it actually fits in the normal size game box. Underdog Games spent their Kickstarter cash wisely and made sure everything fit nicely and keeps the pieces from flying all over the place when you turn the box over to read the back. Bottom line, I would totally recommend it. My wife and I really enjoyed Trekking Through History. Yes, it's very light and family friendly, but sometimes that's exactly the type of game you're looking for. It's a beautiful game with great components, but it's also really fun and edgy. It's really fun to play. And that's my review. I hope you enjoyed the latest in my gaming expedition with the Board Game Sherpa series. If you did, please subscribe to the Board Game Sherpa channel and put a big thumbs up on this video. And as always, if you agree or disagree, tell me so in the comments. If you're respectful, I'll listen with an open mind. Try to change my mind. See you next episode.